Oh, guys, I'm glad to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, still in the page from Cryptic. I won't say kings and queens, but.
Mm-hmm. That's mine. I would say I made it known.
it's, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I'm here to make it known that we are back with another episode, and I do mean another episode of Binge or Cringe. And it's going to be a blast. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. Okay. Uh, 1 second. Seems to be a problem with.
It's all good. The arguments can wait. I'm just holding them here in the back of my head.
We're just holding in here. What does that even be? Like,
I'm just holding them. I'm just holding on to my arguments. They're like little babies, like little eggs in my
like
hands.
those
I'm trying not to break them.
at the bottom of the cup when you're trying to get them in your mouth.
Yeah, Tom.
There
Tom,
you go.
before you hop back in, make sure you fix that hairline.
what? Okay.
Ooh. Fix that hairline.
Make me. All right, we got our first view. Oh, Shadow Dragon. Hey, Shadow Dragon. Thanks for joining us. So,
What that butt do, Shadow?
I'm pretty sure Shadow Dragon's underage. Retract your statement.
Jesus.
It poops, Stink. It poops. That's what all butts do. Right? They poop.
That's the shit, dude.
But yeah. So we're back with another episode of Binge or Cringe. For this episode, we're going to be talking about classic stuff, and I do mean classic stuff. Anime, which comes down to samurai anime. Before I get into it, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my cast, my people, the ones who've been rolling with me since the beginning of this. First off, we have Risky Sama.
Hello.
Next, we have the also crazy latex worm.
What that butt do?
Oh gosh, you know what? I'll never get tired of that, but that will also never end for you. You keep saying that. Then we have the king, Cryptic.
What's going on, kings and queens?
And then after that, we have Asmin. And when I mean this, I really mean this. The grandfather of anime, Kobo Zero.
What up?
So, let's get into it. Obviously, today we're going to be talking about a samurai anime, what they consist of, what made them such iconic samurai, and especially during like the different eras that they all came up in. Most of them during the '90s, if I'm not mistaken, right, Cobalt?
Yeah, quite a few of them. But we've got some early 2000s rocking. Like some of the greats are 2000. Most of my choices are pre. They're all 90s ones, but you know, we've got a good selection.
Oh, sounds like it's going to be a good time. Okay. And I'm sorry. Someone sent me an audio message. I'm live right now. I'll just look at it later.
I got some cool samurai like info.
What's
You would
that?
like that real quick?
Sure, yeah,
Like
it is with
the
it.
first samurai ever known was this kid named Musashi. He was like 13 years old whenever he first wanted to be like make the way of the samurai.
Mhm.
Where he wanted to go and fight people that were stronger than him. And like he's like 13 years old and he goes off and he like fights a grown man, kills this man in like 7 hits, and then goes on to fight. I can't remember how many battles. It was like in the 60s. I want to say how many battles he fought. But after fighting all of his battles, he goes and fights up against the one dude that is supposed to be able to like top him. And it's this like he's called the Demon of the West, and he was one of the only people that could wield. It was like a 4-foot long katana
Yeah.
with one hand. He could wield it with one hand, like it was nothing. And Musashi comes up to him, riding on a boat, carving a katana just as long as his out of the oar of his boat, and he goes and hits this man twice with this oar and kills him.
Oh wow,
And then
savagery.
he like goes and retreats. He goes and retreats into hiding. And then he actually wrote the book of 5 rings, which is like strategy like for war and stuff. It's more for like getting into people's heads. That was his whole strategy.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of intriguing. Thanks, I enjoyed that tidbit. Yeah. Anybody else got anything to say before we get to the nitty gritty?
I didn't come
so-
here with like little tidbits planned.
Samurais are cool.
I came here with the base
I-
knowledge
I-
of the
I
anime
knew
that
that
I
a long
came to
time
fight
ago.
for.
No, did you hear Risky on the corner?
I got
Like,
really
you heard Risky in the corner. He said, "Samurais are cool."
It's like you show up to the party and everybody's got a gift bag. You don't got a gift bag. It's like what the. Then it was that kind of party.
All right, so let's get to it.
I'm that guy where it was like, all right, $20 spending limit, and I went and bought somebody like brand new fucking Switch.
You know what?
Exactly.
That's it. You ever show up to my party like that, you'll see what happens to you. But let's get to it, guys. I believe last time we went around the table and we started with Cryptic. We started with you last time, if I'm not mistaken. This time, let's start with the OG. What up, Kobo?
What's up? All right. I'll go through my picks. I picked. Actually, mine are all pretty early, so they're not series. They're OVAs and movies.
Okay.
First pick right out the gate, Samurai X, the precursor to Rurouni Kenshin, like absolute classic.
See, I didn't even know about that until you guys mentioned it today.
Check it out. It's really good, actually.
I always saw promo for it,
But also, I haven't watched Rurouni in a while, so.
Understandable. It's been a while since it aired. Then my next pick is Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
Freaking love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the best animes ever done. Top 10, I would say, for me personally. And my final is actually not a lot of people have seen it, but it's a movie called Sword of the Stranger. And it's extremely well done. Like the way it is written, the way it was animated, the historical context you get to go throughout it is beautiful.
Huh.
And it's a fantastic movie. Definitely one I'd advise all of you to watch.
I'm intrigued.
After Samurai X, of course.
I am intrigued.
So those are the ones I narrowed it down to, which was not easy.
Okay.
There are other great ones.
You know what?
So many.
I know it's not easy for you, but I respect the fact that's what you narrowed it down to.
Listen, don't worry. I'm gonna sneak in a few honorable mentions.
A few. That's an understatement.
Listen, I'll just pepper them in between people talking. You won't even notice.
Sure.
I won't even mention them. I'll just name drop.
All right, let's continue.
Start naming stuff.
Gintama.
Oh my gosh, he starts. Risky.
No,
Go ahead.
Okay, so one of mine's definitely has to be. So, mind you, it's been at least 10 years since I watched this, so I'm a little rough on it, but it's the old anime Basilisk. If you guys have watched that.
Yeah, it's been. I'll be honest with you, it's been a minute. It really has.
Yeah, that was one of those animes that it started me out on gore. Like that one was just it was wild, man. Like there's blood and all of a sudden there's people like getting cut in half and they're still like coming at you. I don't know, man. It got me.
Anime was the peak, bro. The peak of ultra violence in anime.
Yeah, definitely.
Good choice.
Definitely love that one. Yeah, I definitely love that one. And then, just like Cobalt, Samurai X, I had to go with Rurouni Kenshin.
And that was the sequel to the prequel, which was Samurai X.
Yeah. Like
For the viewers.
Rurouni Kenshin is just by far one of the best anime to date for me. Like I have rewatched it so many times, and no matter how many times I rewatch it, it is always a classic anime for me. Like just watching him, just watching him like on the cusp of losing it between becoming the Batosai, the Manslayer, but still trying to retain himself as Kenshin Hamura. It's just watching that battle, and I don't know, man. I love that anime.
It's one of the top 10 anime series of all time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it still holds up, man. So many good fights. The Shishio fight still by far one of the best fights in anime history, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the Shishio arc itself was great. Like every aspect of it had quality to it.
Yeah, good. I like those choices, man. I guess it's me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is
first one. Well, I want to. You know what? I'm gonna change the order if I'm gonna say them. First one.
While you're changing it, I'm gonna do a name drop.
Oh dear God.
Dororo was a current one that came out just a year ago. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that actually I do enjoy that one. I really do.
Okay, I'm done. Carry on.
Samurai Bride or Brides. Not many people seen that one, and I understand why, because it's like definitely like a harem type anime, which not many. But I only but I did enjoy it. It was, I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit of guilty pleasure, but I watched it for the simple fact that the main character had the power to turn women into these bad behind sword wielding samurai, right? And like unleash their potential or whatever. It was crazy, and like especially like the main female character, her name was Jubei or whatever, and she was insane. She was insane, especially like when she turned into her samurai warrior form. She just like her personality switched a full 360. Jubei.
Mm-hmm. That name sounds so familiar. I might have to go look that up, because at first I actually thought I didn't know that anime, but I think I do.
Yeah, you might.
There's a couple Jubeis though.
There is a couple of Jubeis, but like you might have seen that one if you're thinking of what I'm talking about.
I love the art style in it.
Oh yeah, the art style was grungy.
Was very unique.
It was
very, very different. They did get a little too crazy on the grunge filters, but the hard line approach in which they did the coloring and the style were awesome. Not only that, the reason why it was so harem-like and so like risque in that way was it came hot off the heels of Japan closing down all the hentai shops and passing all these laws to essentially deal with the lesser lovable portions of the anime industry that we prefer to pretend like never happened.
Right. And then my number one for this choice, or my number one choice, I should say, Afro Samurai. You already know I was going to go with that. Like, y'all see me with the hair, the daishiki. Y'all know what I was going for.
Afro Samurai all day, bro.
Afro Samurai.
All day, every day. I've rewatched that like a dozen times.
And like
every time he came on TV, I was like, oh, Afro Samurai. I know what I'm doing today.
It's one of those that's not hard, because there's only 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, but like it didn't matter in my person. It really didn't matter. He was such
I'm just saying that it's not hard to binge that one.
It's not. Yeah, it's, like once you start episode 1, you just don't stop. He was such a badass. Like, like in all seriousness, like and the thing is, he doesn't have no outstanding superpowers or anything like that. Like he's just dope.
He's just bad.
Yeah, he's just dope. He cold. My man is cold. Like. But yeah, that's my choices.
That's a great choice. That's the choice we all share, for sure. And here we are talking about anime. That one, a lot of people wouldn't consider that anime just because of the style.
Yeah, definitely anime though.
It follows every other aspect. And
Yeah.
qualifies, in my opinion.
I think one of the greatest parts was the guy that was
the style, like
his
the art style.
Yeah, the art style. It wasn't. It was more an American. It was more of a combination between Japanese anime and American anime.
Americanized anime. It was American anime. That's the best way to describe it. Usually they don't really end up on the top list. You know, I can only count maybe 2 or 3 cartoons in American cartoons that I could qualify as anime. Samurai Jack, Afro Samurai.
Wait, no, Afro Samurai wasn't American though. It just had the style.
No, Afro Samurai was American.
No, it started. It has a Japanese base.
Oh,
yeah.
It may have a Japanese base.
No. It's no. Let's
double check that.
Fact checked it. Fact checked it.
Take your bets, people. All right.
I'm leaving it up to Cryptic. I say it started off as a Japanese anime. It just has an American type grunge to it for the animation style. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you can, say that an anime or a show isn't an anime just because the art style of it, though.
Well, I mean, that's a whole different argument, though, and I understand what you're saying. It comes down to personal preference of what you would consider anime. Some people.
Well, I mean, if that were the case, then every single anime would have the same exact art style.
That's true.
But that is not the case.
But no, anything that comes from Japan,
Japanese anime and manga, developed by a Japanese.
Yes.
Written and developed.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I stand corrected.
I figured that was the case because technically his character, or not his character, his father's character was based off the actual first black samurai who was a slave in Japan.
And was elevated to being samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Popular story, classic. Forgot the guy's name though.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. And then to be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for that. Cryptic, all you.
All me? Well, actually, I want to let Latex go before me because, like I said, I'm going to echo a lot of what you and Latex had to say. So
cool.
Latex, you can go before me.
I would have to say my favorite and only choice would be Samurai Jack. At any given moment, you didn't know if he was going to be the nicest guy in the world or if it was just going to be on site, no words, he was killing you.
Let's be real. It was, all right. I will say 85% of the time, it was on site. 85. 85.
If it wasn't, he said a few words. I remember the most words he ever said is an episode where somebody's trying to read his moves, and then he goes on a spiel about how I seen you seeing through me, seeing through you, seeing through me. It was a back and forth that just had me rolling.
Insane, dude. And then the reboot when he came back as an older dude. Has anybody seen that? Because I haven't caught up on those.
No, I haven't.
I need
watched,
to catch up on those.
I heard it was more made for adults.
Oh yeah, he had guns and shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, which is cool because it carried on the story, the original story, and everybody that had watched that and was wanting to watch it, they're adults now, so.
Yeah, and I wanted to see how they how that changed his character as well, because you saw that a lot with his beginning stories, is that he's still trying to balance who he's adjusting to in the future world and still trying to hold on to those pieces of the past. That's why he keeps having flashbacks and flashbacks and flashbacks. And now you have this matured, fully embraced the future Samurai Jack with motorcycles and fucking guns and all kinds of things like that. And I just wonder how that tainted his samurai spirit. You know what I mean? It's just
did you watch how it tainted him in the newer version?
I did not.
Well,
so it did. Into that.
All right, I don't want to spoil it for you then. I because they do say what happened to him, that made him lose.
So that's gonna be your only pick, think?
Yes.
Okay, I'll fill in the blank and just throw Samurai Deeper Kyo in there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you fiend. Wait. Jesus. We have a section for you. You can just explore out like at the end of a car commercial where they have to read through all the disclaimers. We're just gonna let you go through them at like super fast speed. At the very end.
No! I've already got my last one picked for you already, and
then
I'll just sneak in. I'll name drop a few others after that at the end.
You just gotta kick him before he gets the chance.
Right. So my pick, and all the fellas in here already knew because I've been prepping for this since we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Say it loud and say it proud.
Samurai Champloo was so perfect in how it was made. Not only because first of all, no offense to Rurouni Kenshin, because Rurouni Kenshin was actually my very first anime that I ever seen and I can remember, and I loved it so much that I had like the ending OST like stuck in my head, and I would like wish that I could sit at school and just open my mouth like a tape recorder and just start playing it like a megaphone. I loved it that much. But
that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It's so weird, but that's like what I specifically remember about Rurouni Kenshin is the end song. So that's why I love it so much. But Samurai Champloo, I just really love funky animes that really dig into that urban culture and they try to mix in some Western thoughts with anime. And that's what Samurai Champloo did all the way down to the episode where they had like dudes spraying graffiti on like old feudal era Japanese structures. Like those two things don't clash.
They don't. Life. But at that point, you didn't care.
And I mean, like, and it was Nujabes, dude. Nujabes, one of the greatest producers of all fucking time. Love Nujabes. If you are a fan of lo-fi, this dude is like, he took lo-fi before it had the fi in it. He knew it. He knew what it had to be. He had all the soul. And he put that into that anime with that soundtrack, and it was just beautiful. And then Samurai Jack follows that way, too. You hear Samurai Jack, you hear that funky beat in the background, and when it starts up, or you were a kid, you heard that shit after the commercial break was over. You knew you were running back to the show because you needed to see it's about to go down. Like Latex said, it's on site when it comes to Jack. And then of course Afro Samurai, he was going to be a funky samurai. When they did the movie too, they emphasized that even more so, and they did like the shadow person in front of him, which was, I don't know, it was like a great grandfather or something, or the spirit of his sword, or I don't even remember. But it was kind of like the grandpa from Boondocks. He was like that. Yeah. He was like an old, wise, like ghost samurai, Afro Samurai or something like that. But I mean, like, I love things that dug into that culture and, you know, into that urban vibe, that street vibe.
Really captured it. It was strange at first when I watched it while it was airing. I was like, this is the weirdest anime, but I enjoyed it. Like, it kept getting better and better. And you're right, it did really capture that like really unique design aesthetic. The clash of the cultures and how they played it into the story made it better. When by all reason it just shouldn't have worked. It worked way well, you know. Good choice.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of my favorite episodes from that was because it was like the class of cultures was the baseball episode.
Dude, that was like a filler. I hated that episode, dude. I hated it.
That was one of my favorites because it was so funny, man. It was like, what? Especially
like episode like that in a 26 episode season. Come on, man.
No, especially like, all right, the way the episode started for me was the funniest thing. All of a sudden, Mugen was like, "All right, yeah, I got it. Don't worry, I'm gonna pay. I got the bill." And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, what are we gonna do for the money? Well, how are we gonna pay? You got money?" He was like, "Nah, we're dashing." He was like, "Huh?" He got on his legs. He bent over. He was out. Man was dashed out the store. I ain't never seen nobody move that fast, yo.
But the best part about all these animes that we mentioned is that samurai animes, what makes them so great is that they always, in some way, shape, or form, they make the entire anime revolving around the ideology of what it means to be a samurai, how you have to balance the violence and the rage and the anger and you know, the battle fortitude with peace and serenity and you know, with stillness and calmness in your body and soul and mind and spirit, and you put that onto the battlefield, and that's why every battle is like, you know, an elegant flow, It's like a clash between swords. You have like your super powered animes. That's why I'm not even going to mention this, but the anime we were saying earlier is borderline samurai, but just Grim Reapers because they got a little bit too much.
No, go ahead. Say the name. I want you to say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Okay, Bleach is borderline samurai.
No.
They are metaphysical gods by the end of the anime. That is not samurai.
Insane. It's insane. I mean, like in the beginning, yeah, you saw where it was coming from, but then at the end, it was like, nah, y'all just took that.
All right. If I had to say any one of them has the true samurai spirit or capability, it's Kenpachi Zaraki because he's a savage and he has no abilities other than that. Just his sword. Oh, that's the only one.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
Who else?
You haven't seen enough.
Quincy's brother.
Who?
Quincy's brother would be the closest.
Kenpachi does have powers, okay?
No, I know. But hey, we're talking strictly about the anime right now. We're not talking about the manga.
The defining characteristic of almost all the samurai animes deals with honor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that
the whole thing about samurais is to want to be the strongest. Like that's what the way of the samurai is to go and find those that people say are stronger than you or you believe are stronger than you, and you go and conquer that so that you know you're the strongest. Like that's the whole idea or like ideology of being a samurai.
Well, that's part of it. But
and then
that's what Musashi did. Like
responsibility.
Musashi created that.
Well, that's what I mean. When he did it, it was before that era really truly took hold. But after that, it became about honor more than anything else. This is why whenever they failed at something, they would commit harikiri and stab themselves in the stomach.
Yeah, and then also it became a part like honor and like the path and the way of the sword, like honing your skills to the point that you, like you already said, till you were the strongest, or at least like until you've become like the sword becomes an extension of your body.
Well, the whole thing about them, if they failed in battle, that was more so because they didn't go and fight. Like if they came out of the battle and the person they were fighting lived, it was because they fucking ran, and they killed themselves because they turned away from, what they had spent their whole life trying to complete. They ran from someone whenever they wanted to kill people that were stronger than them.
In other words,
themselves that they're stronger.
Yeah, dishonor.
So, they did. It wasn't just honoring anything other than the way of the samurai, though. It was like they dishonored themselves.
Well, they honored who they worked under, whatever leader they worked under.
Right, they're lords.
Yeah.
Because you have samurai, then you got ronin, and then that's where I really like Samurai Champloo because you had a ronin, but it still retained his honor.
Ronin were samurai without a lord.
Exactly, or they had lost their lord, and that's what had happened in Samurai Champloo. Is that he had? I think he killed him, didn't he?
No, he killed the guy who killed his teacher. Yeah, he killed. He didn't. I don't think he killed his dojo master.
I think he did actually.
Oh yeah, he did kill
his dojo master.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Happened. And then the dude that he was training with witnessed it, and then he left, and that dude became the next master. Some shit like that.
Because his dojo master tried to kill him first, I think.
I don't remember the specifics, and I sat there and I reread the whole plot line. I totally forgot, but it's then you have like Mugen on the other side. He's just this wild freaking beast of an animal. And he's unrefined, slobby, he's a mess, and yet he can stand toe to toe with a Ronin that was classically trained and has that control.
He was the Ronin technically. He was the stereotypical Ronin, whereas the other one was the stereotypical samurai.
True.
So they know if they have any anime that's like based on, the whole of course the story of the first samurai is blurred because it was so long ago, but. That'd be a cool anime.
They've got a couple. He actually has an appearance in a dozen, including one called Drifters.
Oh God! Stop giving him ammunition.
All about him, because I want to see his backstory. I don't want to just see him pop into an anime just because he's a samurai.
Okay, well, I mean, there are a couple out there. I'd have to look up the names.
Oh, but
Because,
I
like,
know there's at
I don't know,
least
just-
two.
he's got
two that I can think of.
the second most known book of war. The first being, the actual book of war.
Well, one
But,
of them, his technique, or he wrote two books. One of them was,
The Book of
Not
Five
the-
Rings.
yeah, well, that was his strategy and his methods, and then the other one was the psychology of it and the philosophy of it.
I think it's the same
let me-
book.
Is it?
No, it's two books. Let me look it up. Hold on.
Well, while Cobalt is doing his research,
Okay, yeah, the Book of Five Rings deals primarily with
Hey,
the character.
hey, stop cutting me off.
Rio. All right. And then Path of Aloneness deals with the ideas that lie behind the styles that he
Cool.
created, like
Well,
his
I
philosophy.
think Tom's trying to say something.
Okay, I'm done.
yeah, stop cutting me off, old man. Put him in the corner. That's it.
He's like, okay.
Put him in the corner.
But also this and that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me keep talking.
I had to finish
Awesome.
my head.
Awesome.
All right. So I just want to get this out there. Are there any honorable mentions before we move on?
Yes.
And Cobalt, you have been saying honorable mentions this entire episode. You get none. you have been stricken.
I understand. That's why I'm just gonna say Brave 10, Samurai 7, House of 5 Leaves.
Oh my god.
I won't do any more.
It's awesome how many he can recall, though. You gotta admit, it is very impressive.
It's very impressive. And then he just said like
His
4.
backlog is unmatched.
He said he was gonna say 1, but he said 4. Like, did you peep that?
Oh, yeah.
No, that was only 3. That was only 3 right there.
Oh dear God.
Yeah,
I was
because
gonna
you already
say
named all the others during the interview.
I actually have one that Cobalt has not named. And
Give it to
that
us.
is because it's a prompt that I want to do as a bonus at the end. It's
Hold
one
on.
that we all know. I want to
Did
wait.
anyone say Inuyasha?
No.
No, nobody said any Yasha.
Yeah, Inuyasha.
I thought you was gonna choose that one, Dinky, but you didn't.
Yeah, I thought you were going to discuss that one. But now's your chance.
Well, I'd want to discuss more of Samurai Jack, if I'm being honest. There's no other anime that's touched the diversity of its art style. Like,
That is correct.
not only were the battles crazy, but there were battles that were completely driven around the art style that was in play. Like the black and white one, the haunted house one is like one of my favorites because it's all like the old style Japanese painting, like just brush strokes, and he's fighting like a demon in there.
Hmm.
But like, I don't know. If there's some others that touch it, I would like to know.
I'm definitely the guy that thinks that Samurai Jack isn't an anime. I think it's a cartoon because I used to watch it before Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends came out, and that was 100%.
I figured Risky would be the one
thought
that be in opposition for that.
I mean, he's
I
a
mean, I
samurai
completely
in a
agree.
cartoon, though.
All right then. I guess I don't really have no
Go ahead.
honorable mentions really,
I don't.
unless
Is it just because the art style that it's a cartoon?
No, that it came out with cartoons. Like anime came out with anime. Like Dragon Ball Z and Zoids and Gundam, they all came out at the same time. But
yeah, I see his point.
Like you would watch Samurai Jack after you watch Code's Name Kids Next Door, or like I said, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
But
It was a
granted,
Cartoon
it was
Network
also on
series.
Toonami with other anime as well.
Which is
After
why,
this, it was on Cartoon Network.
it's borderline. Which I'm gonna give.
I can live with Borderline.
I'm gonna get. I'll say borderline, but I am gonna say that it is because I say it is worthy. It's anime worthy. That's why I say
Definitely
that.
worthy.
So that's why I'm okay with Latex saying it.
Cryptic, you said you had one that I hadn't even thought of. I'm very
Yes.
curious right
Yes.
Yeah, but we going do the list and let Cryptic do his thing at the end.
Yep.
now.
I'll be patient.
We're gonna do the
I'll
list.
try and be patient.
Dangle the carrot.
All right. So I can I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say this is probably number one. If it's not number one and we don't all agree that it's number one, please stand up and say something. Afro Samurai. I'm gonna just go out there and put it out there,
Yep, definitely top.
Number one.
or at least the first one. Or at least the first one.
I don't know if I would say number one.
As number one.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
All right, what? And what? Number 2, whatever. It's in the 5. You know what I mean?
It's in the top 5.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
number one.
absolutely.
Number 1 for me would have to be Rurouni Kenshin.
That's because you're biased.
Probably same.
Number 1 for me would be Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
Yep.
All right, so what we say?
Samurai X.
No, I say Samurai X.
Okay, good.
I say Samurai X is number 1 for me. Definitely.
Which one came out first, Rurouni Kenshin or Samurai X?
Samurai X.
Samurai X was like this dark, gritty OVA that came out at the end of the beginning of the.
I watched it. I just didn't know when it came out because I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it came.
It's the precursor. It's what while he was still the Batosai the Manslayer, and how he changed from Batosai the Manslayer to just being Rurouni Kenshin. You know, it's the story of that.
Yeah, so that's all right. So what we have Samurai X, Rurouni Kenshin, Afro Samurai. I'm gonna go ahead and say Samurai Champloo.
Good.
I might fight for that 3rd place spot, but I'll let you have it.
Well, I'm not. Well, this is not in any, specific order, Cryptic.
Okay.
Not in any specific order.
I disagree.
I didn't say which one was number 1 or number 3 or nothing. I just named them.
It's okay.
Man put his foot down.
Like, wow.
Don't feel bad. Mine got an asterisk put next to it, so.
An asterisk. This is a sticky note on the side of the list.
All right. So we got 4. Number 5. What is it?
Samurai Jack.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I put Samurai Jack in. So
Yeah.
like I said,
put it in there.
It's anime worthy. So.
Yeah. Throw it in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, it has a good character evolution arc, so
Mm-hmm.
that follows the samurai way.
Yeah.
A way. So I
I
like
really
it.
need to go back and rewatch Samurai Jack because that
Me
really
too.
was a great one back in the day.
Me too.
man.
I will say this
I'm gonna
though.
Go back and watch Samurai X again.
I will say this though. Rurouni Kenshin, not Rurouni Kenshin, but Kenshin Himura for both Samurai X and Rurouni Kenshin. He's out there making his guap. He out there in the number 1. He look whether he number 1 or not. He got 2 series in this 5. Like
Even live action movies they've done for Rurouni Kenshin were good.
my man out here. He got 2 series in this one top 5. He like, yeah, I'm strapped my stuff.
If you guys go back and watch Samurai Jack, I really want you guys to watch that haunted house episode.
No.
See,
No.
I'm
Let's skip right over it.
like I know it, but I can't
I don't remember it all.
I'm
Me
gonna
neither.
have to go
Dude.
back and watch it.
Okay, I remember it's like the episode starts off normal, but he like follows like a ghost girl, I want to say, into like a house, or maybe he just goes into the house and he sees a ghost girl in there. But once he goes into the house, this door shuts behind him, or the door disappears behind him, something like that. And then that's whenever the episode really starts.
Hmm.
And then like shortly after that, that's whenever you'll start seeing the whole art change and everything. But the paint strokes, it looks so cool.
Look, if I watch that one, you got to rewatch the episode because you don't seem to remember when he fought the big black bald dude.
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah, he fought him. Remember, he went to the time portal mirror or whatever, so he could go back in time. But he had to defeat the dude who guards it before he could go through. And that battle was crazy, man. It was such a good fight.
Like I said, I have the Beetle War ingrained into my fucking head because it was the only thing that ever came on. Jesus Christ!
All right, so we got it.
Dogs and their crystal weapons.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Oh, here, yawning. Excuse me. So we got it. So, and not necessarily in this order, Cryptic, because he was about to bite all our heads off, mine especially. Samurai Champloo, Afro Samurai, Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai X, and Samurai Jack.
He still had to say Samurai Champloo first.
I did. Yeah, I did. And what you say, Cobalt?
Ninja
Cobalt.
Scroll.
That's not in the 5. We have already discussed this.
That gets an asterisk to it, Kobo.
What do you mean? That just took the first spot. Fuck you all.
Off the list, and you're getting put in the corner.
That's it. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Oh dear God.
Now, you guys ready for this juicy topic that I have
All
for
right.
you, right?
Drop it.
Bring it, dude.
So now we talked about all the samurai anime that have come, and we've digested and evaluated, and we've seen all those over the years, and they've matured and seasoned well. What about the future of samurai anime? What do you think about Demon Slayer?
Oh, see, you wasn't here.
Watch any of it.
Cryptic, you wasn't here.
There's a reason why we didn't add that to the list.
Fuck.
We talked about it. It was samurai. We in a previous episode, and you wasn't here. That was the one I wanted you to be here, but you said, "Yeah, I got to do something for work," and I was like, "Dang, bruh, we did that versus Black Clover, and it, man."
I mean, my first place spot. I'm going with him.
Dude, I mean,
Slayer.
Demon Slayer is
You can't.
without saying anything specific. The anime is beautiful. The technique and how they manage their combat is probably the most ingenious thing that I've seen in terms of taking an old martial art style and giving some sort of magical supernatural flair to it. That was brilliant.
All I know is
well executed and beautifully designed.
all I know is when you
new life into an old genre.
all I know is when you hear this sound, it's about to go down. That's all I know. When you hear that sound, it's about to go down. No, did you not hear me? The breathing part? Did it not come into the mic?
It kind of like just cut out.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. I was like, what sound?
But yeah.
I went dead silent. God darn it! All right, when you hear the quiet hiss, and then it's like a deep breath being taken in, be warned, it's about to go down. If you watch that anime.
So Latex, do your homework. That's your studies.
Yeah. Come on, Latex.
Wherever you do it, that's worth putting in the books,
So
man.
when we doing Kung Fu?
Oh, Latex, man. Come on, man. If we do that, we got to go into some. You know what? Nope. You're about to get me off topic. No. Stop there. You about to get me and Kobo off topic, and I'm the only one that can stop Kobo at this point. He's about to go on a rant. Stop. Stop.
By Kung Fu, are we just restricting it to hand-to-hand combat?
Yes. When we do that episode, hand-to-hand combat, any anime, but for now, stop.
Okay. I already got one.
Stop.
All right.
I already know which one you're gonna say, Dinky. I already know. And I'm pretty sure we could all agree on that one.
About GT either.
Oh, dear God, no. Oh, sorry, Risky.
Oh, dude, you already picked my thing, dude. Come on.
See, no, he's gonna be in the corner for that episode.
So would you count it if they are using you know what? Let's continue. I'm about to get to it.
Let's just finish. We're done. We're done. We are done. But all right, let's get on and wrap this up. So we chose our 5, not necessarily in that order that we chose them, but in all, I think these are some great samurai anime for the plot, the development, the actual skill, and the path of the warrior that they all took. Whether their paths were similar or different, in their broad range, And then there was some that we mentioned, which was a little more personal to us, or there were some honorable mentions mentioned throughout the entire episode. Cobalt.
You have to think the entire 90s was chock full of samurai anime. I overlooked a good 20 of them.
Yeah, but Cobalt, the end is left for the recap and the honorable mentions. You slob.
I couldn't drop 5 or 6 honorable mentions at once. I had to seed it throughout.
That's what the section's for.
And that's what you usually do in the past anyway. You know what? You know what, Kobo? This argument is derailing me right now and what I need to say. Did he hang up? Did you hear the? All you hear was a phone drop. Did he hang up? But yeah, so I think we've covered a good amount of stuff. I'm glad all of you can join me today, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And to the audience, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I just made that known. Later.